Good evening, and welcome everyone to Bad Fanfiction Live. My name is Master Gamington Smythe III. Welcome back everyone to another Monday evening and another evening of Bad Fanfiction. It's all very lovely to see you all once again. For those of you who may not be aware of the major news for the channel, my friend Master X has set up his own little PO box system. In fact, you can find the address if you wish to send anything his way. Is the address below. PO Box 203 Bordon GU35 5DS. Like 5Ds of that Yu-Gi-Oh variety. Anyway, welcome everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. And welcome to all the moderators. And welcome to all the regulars. And welcome especially to the newcomers. I hope everyone's doing well. Please do let me know if this is your first time on the chat. First time in the streams, even. I can see David Johnson there is curious about doing a FNAF episode. Well, my dear David, it's all down to the viewers' vote on my Twitter feed. They get to choose what comes up next. So it's not me choosing for you, it's you choosing for you. So, again, do let me know if it's your first time. I see Ribbonfly, this is your first time. Valdov's second time. It's not Dylan's first time. First time on Leaf Beady. Aaron, Sterling, JTHM. Luke Wood, first time watching live. Wow, a lot of people viewing. And apologies if there's any lag. It's not on my end. But if you do have problems, do refresh. Second time Evie. First time for Timber T Slayer. Very welcome. Welcome everybody. It's always nice to see new guests. And speaking of guests, I actually have indeed Connor. Hashtag what's the dilly filly. Hashtag sailor againer. Let's see if we can come up with another meme tonight. So, do apologies if I'm looking slightly to the right. It's just the chat box is over to that direction. But, we are all here for one thing. For a certain little indie game called Undertale. Undertale is the cult classic from 2015. A joyous time where you could not just kill things, you could also be nice to them. It's a very revolutionary game mechanic done in the very amicable retro style. But it may be new, but it is not susceptible and infallible from the fanfiction. I have managed to collect, albeit small little gems, I've managed to collect quite a bit. So, let us get on with the show. Now, before we do start, I do ask you if you do consider to tip. I do have a link here, as well as subscribing and my Twitter feed. That is used by both myself and Master X. So, any contributions you can give is most appreciated, but it is not mandatory. Thank you very much. Now, let's get on with the show. And we begin with a Voyager's Undertale crossover. This one is simply titled Sans Goes Postal, an Undertale drama by John Applepie67. Sans fights the WWE when Papiru snakes too much spaghetti. Shut up, TW fanboys! Sans Goes Postal, an Undertale drama by John Applepie. San was sitting in the house and eating spaghetti with his stupid bro Papyrus. He was as feel tired from eat more spaghetti, and it seemed like the pasta would never end. Have some more spaghetti, lol, said Papyrus with a large and plentiful skeleton grin. His emerald shone wee teeth a shine like buttermilk, and his face was a skeleton. How do he eat the spaghetti? Only God knows. Sans was upset BC the spaghetti would never ever end. This was very bad, as Sans want to fuck Toriel and make skeleton babies with her. Papyrus, for fuck's sake, stop making spaghetti, he say.
Spaghetti's the food of true warrior, said Papyrus with grin. You wouldn't make another human to kill style, you Teeth Tuesday, would you?
Papyrus gave he his bro a bit fat, earth-sized plate of red sass and spaghetti, served with a skeleton grin.
Now eat, bro, he said.
Sans could not take the spaghetti any longer, and slammed Papyrus's face upon the green table. It was a grand table made from IDK furniture from IKEA, paint green by sons who were very hungry. Remember this part is very important, Malalichk. Oh, listen up, you bitch, says Sans, putting Bone in front of his bro. I'm gonna go. On a genocide run! Sans toss Papyrus into the sun and pick up the shiniest garden hoe. Walking out of Housey, Sans kill all the animal and monsters and bugs and fish in Undertale. What do he do now? Fight the WWE. Triple H was sitting and eating a sand with his best friend, The Undertaker. The Undertaker was eating a ham and earthworm sandwich, and Triple H was eating bubblegum straight from the box. I hope Sans doesn't go on a genocide run, said The Undertaker. Hulk Hogan was about in back grill hot dogs and being real American when Sans walk in door, hold garden hoe and being a skeleton with male attitude. Like, oh, I'm here to kill the WWE and become the world champion, he say. And if you talk about spaghetti, I fucking kill all you. Triple H put down his gumble spaghetti and walk away. He did not want Sans to take his belt or his suit or his attitude. But Sans saw the spaghetti and made bones that kill style Vince McMahon and Triple H. Oh no! Who will skip the genocide run? Asked Hulk Hogan, Hulk Hogan's brother. Hulk Hogan. Really? Hulk Hogan. That's great. Hashtag Hulk Hogan. Suddenly, from the sky door come Randy Savage holding Cloud Strife's sword. The battle has been won, but Sans will never stop to fitch about spaghetti. And he hasn't eat yet. TW fanboys, fuck of you haters. Stop send horse pics, you stupid TW fanboys. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. I like you. And fuck TW fanboys, jumpy off Hoover. Hope I punches your dick. Well, that was indeed a very strong start. And I just say thank you very much, David Reader, for your message and your contribution. Thank you very much. Darkstar3444, $5. Thank you very much, First time around you. And you, sir, have the voice of a god. Well, thank you, Darkstar344. That is very most kind of you. Thank you so very much. If you too wish to send tips, it's very much appreciated, but not mandatory. Okay. Jolly good. Curtis Smith, if you may be lost, don't worry. Everyone is here to guide you. And don't worry. You're perfectly safe here. It cannot hurt you. But anyway. 8 Melody's getting a little bit angry there. Don't worry, Melodies. It's perfectly alright. Everything is going to be okay. Right. Next one. A little bit of a short one. This one is a Five Nights at Freddy's Undertale crossover by a weird person called Azrael Dreamer. My first Undertale fanfic, and I somehow included FNAF. What are the odds? You have to figure out though. Anyways, this story is about Azrael Dreamer and the stuff and things he does with Sans, Papyrus, and my OC Ryan. Like video games. Rated T for violence, suicide, and other depressing things. Author's note. This is my first Undertale fanfiction. There will be no Goat Mom lemons, or Azrael lemons, or any lemons for that matter. Go somewhere else for that shit. Goat Mom lemons are fucking weird. On to the story. Also, one last thing. I haven't actually played the game yet, so don't expect it to be perfect. Just telling you now. Ryan's POV. Nope. I said, sprinting towards the door to hold it closed. You ain't touching my buns, hun. I was being forced to protect myself against robot animals in several environments for some person's demented amusement. I heard a rattling, and I whipped around and started running across the room with my face rubbing on the floor to slam the closet door closed. GTFO, Foxy! I repeated, slammed the door into his face until he turned back into a plush, and then flashed the light at the Fred dolls. Get off my bed, damn it! I heard creaking from behind me, and I realized I forgot the door. No, fuck you, get out! I'll rip your face off and eat it with my McDonald's! Stay away from me, Bunny! Dun dun dun! Cliffhanger! Please don't kill me, it's for the plot. Anyway, that's all I'm writing for now because I'm playing Space Engineers now. Bye! And, that seems to be it for the moment. But to be fair, it is vintage March the 1st, so there is plenty of time. So, a weird person wrote this about 3 weeks ago, so there's plenty of time. I've seen fanfictions that have not been continued for about 12 years, so there's plenty. Yesterday's tomorrow, thank you very much. I'll be sure to pass on the message to him. Thank you very much. Yes, Jordan Johnson, that may have stunk, but that tends to be the trend. But Twinkle Pop, thank you very much for the statistic. It's very good to see new viewers. Very good. Yes, Blaze, there are quite a lot of short fanfictions this evening, I'm afraid, but we do have a lot of quantity. Hopefully, we should be able to make up for it. Let's see, this one is slightly longer. This one by Skeleton Hype Train, called Maximum Overdrive, the fanfiction. An exiting fanfiction that contains Batman the Animated Series, skeletons, and edginess. Chapter 1, The First Encounter. Author's note. This is my first fanfiction, so this contains stupidity, crack pairings, and edginess. So let the fanfic start. Meanwhile, in the underground, two skeletons were walking through the snowy lands of Snowdin. Our fellow protagonists are the great Papyrus, Sans' old bro, and Sans, and also Papyrus's young bro. The two skelly bros were planning a party for all the people in the underworld. So bro, you prepared all the stuff for the set? Replied. While the skelly bros were walking and telling stuff like Sonic, MLG, memes and puns, until Papyrus saw a figure. Sans, look! The skelly bros saw a figure, a hooded figure with green suit. Papyrus walked to the person. Don't do it. The hooded stared at the skeleton. Papyrus was nervous. Author's note. Holy shit, the Sins are coming.
Hello, I'm Papyrus, and this my young bro Sans. Welcome to the underworld. Why are you here? Are you a human?
The hooded showed his face to Papyrus. Papyrus gasped and then screeched like a fangirl. Also had the Japanese nosebleed. Papyrus was acting like a huge Asuhoru. Asuhoru! Asuhoru da! Oh, hey, Pap. What are you doing? Ah! Sans also saw the hooded handsome's face. Sans had started to shrink and his eyes were burning. Then Sans take Papyrus' hand and run away. Now the Skilly Bros are on Alfie's lab using pathetic teletransportation. What the hell did I just saw?
Dude, just tell us what happened.
Well, it started when I was walking with my bro in Snowdin to talk about the party. Then Pap saw that figure with green suit. Then Alphys took a note and a pen.
Yes, tell me about the face.
Well, he has sold and purple hair, peculiar facial hair, and a blue eye.
Oh my god. What have you done? You faced with the demon's head known as Ra's al Ghul.
Alfie showed a drawing of Ra's al Ghul, but with the Yari Naika face. Ra's al Ghul? Then a Batman fan appeared. Batman fan. His race, not wrecked! You fellow one, to the corner. Think about what you've done. Batman fan. You disgust me. The Batman fan goes to the corner. Well, I need to calm the shit down my old bro.
Alfie, he's still screeching.
Yes. Sans was angry and confused about that conversation, and Raj. Then he picked a rock and threw it to Papyrus.
What happened?
You saw Raj Al Ghul.
Raj Al what? Dude, Sans, I think that I'm in Lobe.
I need to have a relationship with that man and search more about him. We need to go. Goodbye, Alphys. Yeah.
Goodbye, I guess.
Now our Skelly Bros are going to make the party. Can Papyrus met the love of his life? Author's note. I did it for the lulz. Lulz indeed. Lulz Al Ghul. Very good. Very good start, I must admit. I think that I'm in Lobe, indeed, Evie. And Septile Gaming, I did see your comment earlier there. Welcome. Hope you're enjoying your session here. All you need is Lobe.
Wah, 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 wah.
Pretty much just like that, really. All you need is Lobe. Lobe. Lobe is all you need. Let's see if I can actually get this going. I have an app specially, because I think this is quite a thing. We need to spread the love of this stream. Come on. Come on. There we go. All you need is Lobe. La 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 la. All you need is Lobe. La 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 la. All you need is Lobe. Lobe. Lobe is all you need. And comment, I like Undertale and FNAF. I can see your comments, so congratulations. Your comment has been seen. Don't worry, Melodies. Melodies is a little sad because July is not here to do more shipping. The shipping is quite lacking somewhat. Yes, July shall be missed. It feels like June, not quite July. But anyway, in honor of her, Wembley Access 13, the whole studio thing for TFS Patreon, that is indeed going very well, and the studio has actually been purchased, and they're starting to move into it properly. But anyway, let's go from the delightfully authored name, Pussyfucker69. It's a games crossover with Undertale. Azriel and me. Azriel is hot, so I made a story, XDD. One day, I was in the underground, and Azriel started fucking me in the asshole, and I liked it. But wait, there's more. Chef is a 2014 American comedy drama film written, produced, directed, and starring Jon Favreau, and co-starring Sofia Vergara, John Leguizamo, Scarlett Johansson. What? What? After a public altercation with a food critic, quits his job at a popular Los Angeles restaurant and returns to his hometown of Miami to fix up a food truck. He reconnects with his ex-wife and invites their young son to join him in driving the truck back to LA while selling Cubanos in various cities along the way. Favreau wrote the script after directing several big-budget films, wanting to go back to basics and to create a film about cooking. That's a little weird. Not very much sex in there. Not very sexy at all. I do apologize. I do apologize. A lot of people were wanting to have a little bit of shipping, so this was very much lacking. Let's move on, shall we? This one is a Payday the Heist, an Undertale crossover by Skeletor 14. Called The Underheist. Alright, gang, this is gonna be a weird one. We got a heist that will take a couple of days, but it will pay some good money, Bane said over the radio. But here's the rundown. Basically, this is a multi-ball day heist. And well, we have to steal a bone, next gold, and finally a crown. So yeah, ready up, gang. Bane finished saying, "That twat is us risking our lives for a fucking bone." Hoxton yelled. Dallas just shrugged. So Dallas, Hoxton, Wolf, and Chains geared up and hopped in the van. The ride there was silent, almost completely silent, with the exception for Hoxton's silent ramblings that mostly contained the words knut, wankar, and twat. "Look, Hox, it is what it is. At least we're getting paid," Dallas had to say before he went crazy, and Hox responded with just an eye roll. Not long after the pull up to a suburban neighborhood. "Alright, gang, we're here, and I would prefer it if you keep it quiet," Bane said, and at that everyone got out of the van and snuck into the carport. "Damn, how can a small suburban resident own a Ferrari?" Bane said, impressed. "Anyway, let's get inside and grab the bones. The ones we are looking for are small, medium, and large," Bane explained, and as soon as he finished, they went inside and were in the kitchen and saw a sleeping guy on the couch. "Go take care of him, Wolf," Dallas ordered, and Wolf listened and went. Wolf went up to the catcher, fell back, but placed his hand on his floor to quiet the fall, and walked back and whispered, "It's a fucking skeleton, dude!" Everyone looked at him as if he was crazy, and Dallas went to look, and it was true, and he attempted to grab the arm bone, and as soon as he grabbed it, the skeleton's eyes shot open, and Dallas jumped back and aimed his M16 the monster, but the monster spoke. "Oh, hey, that's no way to greet someone, because you know, breaking in their home and trying to take their armor isn't very kind." The mystery's beast's eyes started to glow blue. "Well, get the fuck down," Dallas yelled. "Nah, not really that tired, but thanks for the offer." Nessa, "Nah, not really that tired, but thanks for the offer," the skeleton responded. "Oh, by the way, I'm Sans," he added. Dallas, out of fear and anger, shot about an inch from the skeleton's foot. At the sound, another skeleton from upstairs burst out his door and yelled for Sans. Everyone aimed up to him, but Sans threw Dallas to the wall and yelled, "Pappy, run!" And that's what he did, but didn't get far because Chain shot his shotgun near Papyrus, and that caused him to fall down the stairs. Sans threw Dallas at the rest of the crew and knocked them down and caused Dallas to hit the counter, and bones fell out of a knocked open cabinet. The Lassonate Days noted the bones grabbed all the bones needed and yelled, "Let's go, I got the loot!" Sans used his bone attack, the crew dodged it, and it grabbed Dallas and got to the bone and drove off. "Damn, Dallas got fucked up, so come to the house safe house, Jacket," offered to reply Dallas for the next day. Okay. Very well. This is indeed a thing. It wasn't really much consequential, I must admit, my dear viewers, so it was a bit of a letdown in that regard. But in any case, it was a bit of an interesting thing. Let's go with something that's a bit more let's, shall we say, toasty, shall we? This one is called Omega Flowey X Reader Lemon by Queen Fangirl 13. Wambly Access 13, I'm afraid that TFS Goku would be most impossible, because I think it would most be inappropriate. But I do appreciate the comment, just all the same. The next part to my normal Flowey Lemon. Why? Because I fucking can! Ha ha ha! Deal with it. You backed up in fear. You felt so small now. This monster. What was this? And then it laughed. It's Flowey. This thing is Flowey. Why? What the hell? You yelled. He chuckled, and the voice of 1,000 deep-voiced demons answered. What's the matter? Can't handle this? Moments ago, you two had sex. You had eaten a bicycle and restored your energy to health. We didn't know why, but he still wanted to fight. Flowey, I don't want to fight you. Can't we just get along? Flowey brought one of his cacti hands to his screen chin and stroked it. If you're that desperate, then prove it. How? You shrieked. By sexing me again, while I'm in this form. You gulped. How? How does one do that? You took a deep breath and started to undress. Yes. Good. You were slightly frightened, but judging by how good he was last time, you were a little excited. You undressed a little quicker. When you were naked, you stared at him. What now? Suddenly, tubes and vines came out and grabbed your torso and held you up in front of his screen. You wiggled a bit, but the bright light and eyes on the screen made you uncomfortable. And then he held you near the giant mouth of his. You whimpered, staring at the gaping mouth. He breathed on you. The warm air made you give a guttural groan. Still using the vine, he put you deep in his mouth. You screamed, "What the hell?" He closed the warm, squishy sliminess around you. The vine was still on you to keep him from swallowing you. He began licking your whole body, rubbing you up and down. You moaned. You were now covered head to foot in saliva. He pulled you out and held your naked, dripping body in front of him. The cold air made you squirm. Are you cold? Lay here. Let me help, he purred. You were put back in front of his mouth, and several thin pink vines came out. They all wrapped around you and began moving back and forth. 2 went into you, and 1 focused itself at your bean. Another went around your mouth to quiet you. The vines were super slimy and super warm. But then you realized, they're not vines. They're tongues. You groaned as they rubbed every inch of your body. Wowie, you moaned into the tongue around your mouth. You taste so good. He began licking much faster than he was before. You tried to squirm, you tried to moan, you tried to do something, but you could not. He moved the tongues inside as he put in 2 more. They all alternated, only 1 all was in the way at once, but all were moving exceptionally fast. Flow! A tongue over your mouth moved. The tongue went into your mouth and down your throat. You choked, but you moaned still as the tongues were relentlessly pounding into you. So delicious! All 4 tongues that were currently in you licked at your G-spot at once. You screamed, trying to jerk around, but you were frozen! Flowey laughed at your pitiful attempts. He made it worse by flicking your bean while he licked at your sensitive spots. You felt a yeah roll down your cheek from this intense pleasure. Yeah? Yeah? Do let me know if this is a little too hot for you guys, but again, I think we found a fanfiction that is quite potent, I might say. We've gotten a little dry, haven't we? He shoved you back in his mouth while he continued to attack you with your pleasure. His mouth's slimy liquid coated your body, and he rubbed it everywhere. You came once, twice, thrice. He kept going. He began sucking on you while he licked. You screamed his name, but to no avail. He put more tongues into you, but these rubbed at your entrance while the tongues licked. The amount of adrenaline made you feel lightheaded. You were quiet for a moment and went limp. However, when that was over, after 1 minute, your body was much more sensitive. You screamed in ecstasy. Your body couldn't take it. You cried in pleasure while he kept going and going and going. You came again and again and again and again. Flowey, please! You screamed. He stopped everywhere. You panted. He pulled out your limp, tired body. All the tongues retracted, and you were being held up by a vine. He held you in front of your screen. You had tried to pick up your head and look at him. Are you tired? You sighed in response. He also sighed. Okay, I'll let you rest. You looked up at him. The look on his face showed that he was being serious. He set you down on the ground and covered you with your shirt. Night. Goodness. I must admit, viewers, that was indeed a little bit steamy, but don't worry, it's over now. Oh dear. 1 minute, I'm just checking audio levels. I do apologize, everyone, if that was a little savory. But anyway, we'll take a little break for the moment, shall we? So, how's everybody doing? Is everybody having a good time? Has everyone survived? Whatnot? Let me know if anything's okay. I see Whip of Alchemy in the chat. Welcome, Whip. Welcome. But yes, Error Sans, have you read Frisky and Bonely? I have to admit, I haven't got that repertoire for this one, so I haven't had the pleasure of reading that. Well, Max BK, if you do wish to send Toby Fox a tweet about all this, then be sure to, by all means. The chat is indeed very, let's just say that it's indeed a bit, savory for most fanfictions. Joseph Malott says, best erotic fanfic ever? And Septile Gamer asks, how are you doing? This is the first live stream of ours that I've been to. Well, I'm doing very well, thank you. As well as Master X is. Grab a bowl. 8 Melodies apparently is dead. Hope you come back to life soon, Melodies. No, thank you, Jesus Christ. I'm very good for legal representation. Thank you very much. Peace be with you. And, Manly Man seems to remember this for as the end of our lives. Well, it's not the end of our lives, it's just the beginning. Pezcon Sombrero says, we appreciate the sacrifice that you do for us, Marsico. Reading fanfiction fills you with determination. I'm subscribing. Well, thank you, Error. Thank you very much. I most appreciate the subscription. But in any case, link. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to post that there. That's just the link to the chat. My apologies there. So here's a chat thing for tips if you wish to send a tip, or a tip for there to be not as many lemon fanfictions in this again. Darkade, how are you so well trained? Well, it all comes from the years of finding many, many fanfictions from many places across the world. You have to have a strong fortitude, or otherwise the goodness of the fanfiction becomes lost on you. Ah, July! Excellent! July is here, everybody. Welcome back, July. It's now no longer June. Dan VR asks, are there any Subnautica fanfictions yet? Well, I don't know. Let's find out, shall we? Oh, didn't mean to do that. Let's have a look for Subnautica. There is! There are 3 Subnautica fanfictions. Oh my goodness. 2. Oh. Do something about this one, shall we? Okay. Oh, well, it's already there. So, that's quite a surprise. I didn't expect there to be Subnautica fanfiction already, and it's not even in a proper release. But they all seem to be well written, so not my business. Hello, Cadence. Welcome. But anyway, let us not waste any more time. Let us get on with the show. Be sure to share this stream with everybody that you know. And let us get on with the next story. This one by the Bat Boy. Frisk and the gang go on a road trip of shenanigans in Undertale, the road trip. Quick note, I really ship Sans and Toriel along with Metaton and Papyrus, so yeah. Tigis may include some mature themes, just a warning. Anyway, on with the story. 1 year. That's how long it's been. 1 year since Frisk met Thea friends Papyrus, Sans, Undyne, Asgore, Alphys, and Toriel, their adoptive mother. Only recently they decided a road trip would be a good idea. Frisk were on board with the idea straight away. It took Metaton some convincing to get him, and Napsterbluk but Papyrus convinced them to come along, whilst Metaton was on break for the summer. But by the time everyone was in the car, it was too full for Frisk and Sans to fit. Don't worry, kid. Do you think you can fit this helmet on? Their eyes lit with delight and they nodded frantically. Good. Hey, Pap, you go on ahead. From the driving away car, the only noise heard was Papyrus.
God damn it, Sans! Yeah.
As the big blue bike pulled up next to the sleek red convertible, Frisk turned his head to face his surrogate family. Toriel heard it a mile away, in fact. Everyone did, but she refused to believe it. It was them. She couldn't bring herself to believe it. She told herself it wasn't it. It would just be some random bike, she repeated it in her head, and when the biker drove past, she knew it wasn't them. She breathed a sigh of relief. That lasted all of 5 seconds, because when the big blue bike pulled up, she looked like a ghost. Then, to make it better, Agor and Alphys fainted at Frisk moving at such speed. Undyne squealed out, "Go, little dude!" Metaton was in shock, and Napsterbluk mumbled, "Have fun, Fisk, but be careful." They turned and nodded their head to Napsterbluk. Papyrus turned his head and his jaw fell off in shock. Toriel said kindly, "Oh dear, it appears we'll have to fix that later." She then asked where they were going. Sans replied with, Sans and Frisco. Papyrus released an almighty yet quite muffled, "God damn it!
God damn it, Sans!"
Sans let out a small chuckle. In case you missed it, next chapter in set is Sans and Frisco. Is that how you spell it? In any hope you enjoyed this chapter. Thanks for reading. Chapter 1, Author's Note. Okay, so I'm going to start writing Frisk as a girl and same thing with Charlotte, okay? Anyway, on with the show. She awoke with a start. Her memory was a haze. Where was she? It was dark and cold, but that didn't matter. She focused her eyes and stood up. She had a cut on her leg, nothing too bad, but bad enough to make her limp. As she walked through the cavern, she felt colder and colder. 1 hour later, she was tired, and her leg was stinging, but still her sheer determination kept her going. She was lost. How did she get here? Where was here? Why was she here? As she moved forward, a high-pitched but creepy voice came from behind her. "Hello, Chara." Elsewhere, Frisk was sitting in the car and Toriel was on the bike with Sans. It was cozy in the car, but they were nearly at their destination, San Francisco. She was ecstatic to say the least, but still they had a bit to go. They were almost at the motel near them. So when they pulled up to the motel, they were greeted with a dull receptionist. "Hello, welcome to the motel. How many rooms do you need?" Frisk said they needed 3 rooms, and the receptionist nodded, looking at Frisk, still not getting the keys to their rooms. Sans walked up to him and said something. The receptionist shook his head and grabbed the keys. P. Apirus fixed his jaw back and shouted, "To the rooms, my friends!" Sans, Papyrus, and Metaton were in a room. Frisk, Toriel, and Asgore in a room. Undyne, Alphys, and Napsterbluk in their final room. They were sleeping peacefully. The next morning, they went to a burger joint and until they were full. Then they set out onto the road, whereas on the bike this time. Author's note. Okay, next chapter will be longer, but what's Chara doing? And who is this mystery voice? And indeed, it's ended right here, viewers, but to be fair, this was vintage 11 days ago, so who knows? Oh my dear, was Demon Baby causing some problem there, Melodies? Do let me know if he was. Anyway. Let us get on with the next one. This one may be a little more mature. In fact, it is a little bit mature. This one is by Guru and Fucker 69. Metaton gets down and dirty. Hot Metaton X Doggo action. One day, Metaton 1 sucking his own cork right in the middle of Snowdon where everyone can see him. They were jerking it. Sans walked by and threw his whole ketchup bottle at him and skated off. Lol, later loser. Metaton's cack was tickling his throat. Metaton, do you think you'll need help cleaning that up? Yeah, sure, come here, fuck doggy, and suck my dingle right in front of these horny rabbit people. I'm calling the cops. Metaton and Doggo do it doggy style. Metaton moans like a cow. Sans cries a single tear. Metaton grins seductively as Doggo's knot enters his poopy hole. Yes. Oh my god. God, yes. Metaton pukes all over and comes, and the pig shit spills out of his heart, creating a large puddle of pink semen coming. Doggo's knot gets stuck. Sans starts filming all of this. I'm showing this to Papyrus later, lol. Metaton soothes us using a Speakonia voice. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. Doggo keeps humping the robot to see if he can get unstuck. That makes Metaton's internal circuitry overheats, and it creates a spontaneous short circuitry that knocks Metaton off for a few seconds. Metaton, Doggo, honey, I love you. Thank you for sticking your red rocket in me bum bum. In me bum bum. I'm so lonely, and horny. Alphys doesn't satisfy me anymore. She's too busy with that fish bitch. And I appreciate your big round dog nod. Thanks. What the fuck? People are getting cum all over the camera. And on me. The nice cream man grabs some of the puddle of pink stuff and cum with dog hair to make more. To make more nice cream. Ugh. Metatol pulls off the dong and his anus rips, but he is okay other than a few pieces of anus flesh sticking out of his anal. Golly, I need to get Alphys to fix that. Oh, jeez. Then he takes Sans camera and throws it in the trash. One day, I'll get my revenge. You're gonna have a bad TM. Mataturn kisses Dongo with erotic and passionate focus and pushed his dick back in his sheath. Take care, darling, he winked and walked away. Well, I think I need the rest of that drink. Time to unleash the ban hammer on that person. Well, everyone, let's come up with something a little bit more, K+, shall we? I do have to admit, this is causing a little bit of a shock. Dark A. Alright, my banned fanfic resistance has increased to 10. So, oh my goodness. I do have to admit, it is very, very fortitude. You'll be able to, you too, sir, will be able to create your own fanfiction. But in any case, let's get on with the next story. By Meme Bean Official. Funny meme tale. Our Undertale story filled with memes. Have fun as everyone goes mad, and spaghetti is a commonly used word because the memes are here. Chapter 1. The Meming Awakens. Once upon a strange time, two universes just happened to collide. Undertale and Undertale in memes. Everyone lost their minds when this event happened. And Frisk lost theirs too. Everyone went insane, and things were strange were just bound to happen. After the barrier was destroyed, the memes took over. And the barrier was, sealed again? Well, it's not important anyways. But now, It's time for some spaghetti. A few weeks after the Memening awakened, Papyrus somehow learned the power of turning into spaghetti. Spaghetti was no longer just a food. It became the thing Skelebro Papyrus had cherished for all his life. Metaton was nearby visiting Snoodin, as it had gained several new people living there. Jimmy Neutron and SpongeBob lived there, and Metaton would just stay in Hotland to keep his viewers entertained with fabulousness. The underground was filled with disappointment, and after they learned that they couldn't back with seemingly frisky bits and done everything right. Damn, Daniel! Sorry, but anyways, Metaton had lost one of his fab legs when he had to retrieve. Searching for his leg, he asked Skelebro number 1 for the help. Papyrus, Dodo, you know what happened to my leg?
No, not at all, but I know Alphys might know where the leg is.
Thanks, Kay. So Metaton searched wide and far across Waterfall and the Hotlands and maybe did a little work peering around the core. Metaton had a clue. It seemed that Dr. Alphys left some sort of note. Need, destroy, lure. Metaton thought that what this message could possibly mean. Suddenly he realized Dr. Alphys had taken his beautiful leg, hopping around on one foot, but why? Metaton, furiously angered, searched throughout Alphys' lab, catching him with the signature leg. Alphys, what the heck's the deal of doing the leg?
It's the evils. I must destroy it and do the action of getting rid of it.
But why is Tiaot so of the Eva Khalil? Asked Metaton with disbelief in his eyes. Because the last performance, you awakened the leg's full potential. But can I get new ones, Sorry, said Alphys, but I can't risk it. The right leg has too many bugs to have right now. Even as they are into body flushed, I can't risk the legs to kill peeps. Suddenly, the leg started spinning wildly in the air, in the room Dr. Alphys was in. It seemed as nothing could save them from their ironic death. Until suddenly...
Does anyone want some spaghetti? Because I know you do. Everyone loves the spaghetti.
Papyrus, please help us. We will dead come here use the power of spaghetti.
Okay.
Papyrus rushed back and forth, searching for the pair, as time was running out as the bomb was on his leg, leaving an intimidating timer on it, leaving a mere 6-second mark before they would meet a terrible fate. But a mysterious grin was on his face. Come on for the Papyrus. 4 seconds. Well, we'll make it. It was counting down, leaving a dramatic suspense high in the air. 3s. 2s. 1s. A light flashed, and nothing happened.
I knew it!
What? Said the confused Dr. Alphys.
I pulled this prank on you the whole time!
Filled with relief and anger, Alphys asked, but the Awies?
I told Alphys I saw Metaton's leg act all crazy, and he started freaking out and ran off. He took your leg, and I made it so that the leg was spinning and whatnot, using the great Dr. Alphys' code.
Cleverices, Papyrus. You might be very great after it all. Papyrus used the spaghetti flower to fly off, leaving Metaton and Alphys, and reattaching the best leg of all time. Metaton danced as Death by Glamour played in the background with Alphys watching. What have I done? The end. More chapters coming soon. Chapter 2 coming soon! Was that a bit of a placeholder? Yes, pez con sombrero. Yes, I'm just going to ignore the chat for the moment because we've got to continue on with the fanfictions. This one is a... Yes, this one is a little bit blunt, but it's to the point. This one is by Dark Galaxy Fallout by 66. Exactly what the title says. Sans and Papyrus fucking die. It was a dark day in the underground. As usual, Sans and Papyrus were roaming in the woods of Snowdin, looking for humans to challenge with puzzles. Papyrus, the taller brother, was carrying a plate of frozen spaghetti. It was... Thank you, FTV, for the comment, by the way. It was his magnum opus. Sans, the shorter brother, had a list of bone-related puns on his left thigh. Hey, Papyrus.
What is it, Sans?
What kind of art do skeletons like?
I don't know.
Sculptures.
Papyrus screamed in frustration as Sans chuckled.
Suddenly, they both realized that their current situation was highly illogical. Skeletons don't have the muscle to be able to walk and talk. So they just fucking died. The end. Well, that was quite blunt, I must admit. So, I do apologize, moderators. You're doing a very fantastic job. It's not your fault. You're doing the best you can. Thank you so much for all your help. But let's continue on. This one is by Zedo2, and it is our penultimate story. This one called Underbutt, not to be confused with a front butt. Second story, a lot of stuff. Poot! That was the very first sound I heard after falling down Mount Ebert. I'd fallen flat on my stomach due to my diet of only bricks and expired baguettes. I got up and began walking. It wasn't very long before I came to a patch of yellow flowers. One of the flowers had a face.
Howdy, I'm Flowey, he said.
I flinched a bit after hearing him talk. He continued on by firing bullets at me. I dodged these by placing my arm in front of my soul heart. Why do you settle things with a stuffed heart called a soul? I asked.
Because it's always been like that, Flowey said.
Yeah, but you're basically playing a board game where the player's powers are represented by hands and objects, I replied.
Hey, I didn't make it up, or...
I interrupted Flowey mid-sentence. And what if the player attacks? Do you have a heart that has to dodge things, or is it just an actual attack? I asked.
Look, I didn't make it up. I'm just playing by the rules, okay?
Flowey said before retracting to the ground. I walked out of the area, and soon enough I met a goat lady named, Tertial or something weird that starts with a T. I stayed at her house for a bit. I learned that her place was in an area called the Ruins. I'm not sure what it was the ruins of, but it was a sort of homely place. The lady gave me her number so I could call her on the phone. I eventually left the ruins and went to a different place. Once I left the ruins, I came to a place called Snowdin. Really freaking clever guys. At Snowdin, I met two skeletons, Comic Sans, who everyone just called Sans, and Papyrus, who sadly was a skeleton and not a man made out of, well, papyrus. Sans was calm and a bit lazy, but he loved puns. He probably named Snowdin. Papyrus, on the other hand, was oblivious to all the danger and was really determined to join the Royal Guard. Personally, I most liked Papyrus because he wore a scarf, but between the two Sans were my favourite, probably because of the jacket. Sans brought me to some place called Grillby's. It was okay, but I would have probably liked it more if it could loaded up a beer for what it was about to counter further down the path. Beer is scientifically proven to be the universal memory eraser. I left Grillby's, and not that long later, I was ambushed by Papyrus. He was, to say the least, weak, so spared him, and we became friends. His distraction spaghetti was good though, but he was lucky that spaghetti is my second favourite food. My favourite is rabbit stew. I went through Snowdin and met a snowman named Snowy. He was boring and insignificant. Well, that was a little bit ending there. Oh dear. Well, we're going to be calling time on this chat soon, because there's just one more story left, viewers. And this one is simply titled, Fuck Sans, Chara's Better. Fuck You, Matt, by War Machine Ballerina. It was a bad time in the Skelly house. Sans, help, I shit myself, Papyrus whined as he slammed his hands on the ground like a child. Sans' mouth dropped open angrily, wincing. Ugh. He walked upstairs and into Papyrus. Look at the scene before him. He glanced over to Papyrus, who was covered in excrement and piss.
Ah, fucking hell, bro.
Oh, sorry. No. Oh, fucking hell, bro. Did you shit yourself again? Sans said as he tilted his head and tapped his foot.
Yes, brother, but please,
Sans put his fingers over his brother's mouth. It's okay. I'll clean it up. He then spent the next past hour cleaning feces out of Papyrus's room, swearing him to himself over and over. Put his hands in his pockets and went up to Papyrus. I finally finished cleaning out your shit, you dysfunctional retard. Papyrus was tearing up.
Sans, you know how I feel about swearing.
Oh dear, I do apologize for all the lag, but... Yep, 5D, don't worry, that was a pure mistake. I could admit I saw that there. Let's go here. Let's continue from here. As Sans journeyed deeper and deeper into Snowdin Forest, something felt off. He noticed that there was a large amount of blood everywhere, and that there were monsters. So he looked around for a second and shrugged. Probably just some Eno kid being edgy and cutting himself. He walked endlessly into the forest, occasionally stopping to glance around. Until he came upon an old wooden house covered in tilted, his head in confusion. He had walked through the forest many times and never come across this building until now. But he decided to Sans open the door. A horrible stench filled his nose. He covered his face with his hand and said, "Oh, what the fuck is that? Smells like something fucking died in here." He looked around the room to see a kitchen-like area, but it had no pots or pans. Only a single walked inside to notice that the stench he had noticed was trash thrown on the ground and dirt everywhere. He walked up a staircase leading into a room which contained a queen-size bed, some weed, and a couple of empty beer bottles. A smile crossed Sans' face as he gripped the bong. Sick. As he was about to light it, he heard a crack from downstairs. He jumped. Fuck! Whoever you are, I'm gonna... Sans' sentence was interrupted when he ran downstairs to see that there was no one new then, and that they should have gotten out there. But he didn't care. He just wanted to get high, and so he did. After a minute of smoking, Sans now noticed that on the handle of the knife it had something etched into it. Chara. Sans picked up the knife and glanced down at his name. He had never heard the name Chara before. Let alone someone who had thought he was looking down at the blade. He felt like the effects of the weed were weakening, so he reached for the bong. But when he creeped onto the bong, someone spoke. Here you go. Sans usually got Papyrus to get weed for him, because he was too lazy to get it himself. So he didn't think about it at first. Thanks. Then Sans realized he was supposed to be alone. Sans turned around as quick as lightning, ready to face what awaited him. What he saw was a child smaller than him, wearing a green and yellow striped shirt, smirking at him. Who the hell are you? The child smiled and pointed to the word on the look back of the blade. Oh, Chara? You got a weird name, kid. Then Sans realized. Something. Wait, you're that bitch that poisoned King Asgore. Chara's smile widened.
Yeah, you're that skeleton guy that lives in Snowdin.
Sans was taken aback by the fact that Chara knew where he lived. Chara walked up to Sans and grabbed the knife.
Oh well, it won't matter now, you'll be gone in a second.
Sans then does what he usually does. Pia started shoving Cheetos into his mouth and drinking Mountain Dew. Well, Mommy, I pooped myself. I'm a shitty character. Chara, you're right. You're better than me. Chara was satisfied at the fact that Sans knew that she was better, then fell to the ground like the fag he was. Chara then put her foot on him. Then lays down to Sans and whispers into his ear. Fuck you, Sans. Well, after the little bit of controversy that was going on in the chat, that is all that she wrote. That was all indeed she wrote. So, that was our last story, friends. It's been a very good one. Because, I do have to apologize, because 8 Melodies, Blaze, and July, our moderators here, have been very good with dealing with some of the disruptions that have been going on. But thank you very much indeed. And it's all very much appreciated. But anyway, I must say, thank you all very much for all of your help and all of your support. We actually had record viewings tonight. We had, as far as I could tell, up to 94 concurrent viewers, so that was absolutely excellent. And I'm all very much appreciated with all the thing that's been going on. Anyway, if you wish to submit some fanfiction in future, be sure to follow the Twitter, which is about here. So, tweet your fanfiction tips and tip-offs to that link, and we shall be able to get on it. Apologies, Jordan Farrell, not to worry. But you will always be doing it next time around this time. But anyway, thank you very much, my dear viewers. It's all very much appreciated. We've had to deal with Alpha and Omega, as well as Cuddles the baby. And the butt pirate. Because we do like butts, but we don't like butt pirates. Well, Dogsplain, not shipping yet, will check again in April and May, Masako. I believe you're talking about the pancake bot? You don't have to get that, you know. Because we do like your, we do like pancakes, but you don't have to go to all that effort. Even though the sentiment is very nice. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in, and I do wish you a very pleasant night. And just keep on ticking along, and keep on giving up the good fight with fanfiction. Until the next Bad Fanfiction Theatre. Toodle pip, and good night.